Welcome back to the Agamemnon Game Review, World of Warcraft, the Warlock Journal. Today's video is being recorded on the 30th of August, 2018. It's Thursday, 3:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. The footage was shot on the 21st of August, 2018. This is part 1. I'm going to get right into it. Once the screen loads up. If I remember correctly, the 21st of August was Tuesday. So we are back at the end. This is where we left off. Just adjusting my talents. Go ahead and enlarge this a little. It's a little small to see on the Adobe Premiere. You can't see it, but I need to make the thing a little bit larger so I can read it. I always say greatness has arrived whenever I log into a game. Yeah, I'm looking over my talents and just loaded up this Curse of Weakness. I like it because it weakens physical damage. And I like all these other things because they add more demons to my horde. But from a thematic point of view, I want to make sure I'm using all my abilities come through demons, and I like the Curse of Weakness because it debuffs physical damage. My theory there is that when attacked by a rogue, I want to be able to weaken their physical attack. I might not be able to slow them down, but I can slow the rate at which they're doing damage to me. It's kind of the idea. I'm hoping by increasing my haste and improving mastery that my demons are going to get stronger and my ability to cast them will get shorter. And so I'm wrestling with the idea, or struggling with the idea, of loading up my PvP defenses, just because they give you 3 main ones with demonology, which is one affects physical damage, the other affects the ability to cast spells, the Curse of the Tongue. The other one is Drain Essence, which when you go to heal them, it weakens them physically for like 5% of their damage. So I'm not sure how to apply that to the character, because although my thing, or the thing I'm trying to do, is be more defensive and rely on my demons to do most of the damage, but in PvP people usually attack your Warlock more. So I'm wondering if having the ability to weaken other people or debuff other people might be a better defense from a PvP tactical point of view. And my theory is derived from whenever you play like a game like World of Warships or World of Tanks, or even War Thunder for that matter. Those are all PvP games, but they say when you're adding buffs to your I'm gonna say your character. You don't really have a character in World of Tanks. You have tanks, but you have like a crew, and like in World of Warships, you have a captain and a crew. So what you want to improve is your strengths, and not necessarily shore up a weakness, is what they say in PvP. So Um, demonologist strength is their demons, right? And their weakness is their physical ability. They're just weak because all the fel they absorb, it weakens their actual abilities, right? Sorry, the lower mechanics, I guess. So I'm struggling with how to effectively do that. But I'm still grinding my way to 120. At this point, this character's only as of the 21st of August, of the day the footage is being taken. It's only 111. I'm very young in my Azeroth grind. Which I believe in this video we get our next Azeroth power. Now in World of Warcraft, I don't have a lot of experience on the PvP side, and I think that's probably most of my problem is I don't have a lot of in-game experience in PvP. So I think given time, once you get used to the speed of the battle, things start to slow down in your mind, and you can react to things a little quicker. I always feel that way in any kind of game, that, especially like a PvP game, I feel that once you start getting used to the combat, everything starts to slow down in your mind. Whereas initially, where you don't have a lot of experience, you're relying on anxiety, and with anxiety, you kind of, everything's sped up. Everything's heightened, and you're over-exaggerating things. So, as you start to simmer down and rely less on exaggeration, more on experience, everything starts to, the speed of the combat slows down. And I think, I feel from a theme point of view, the demons, anytime I can load up a new demon, I should do that. One thing I like the Voidwalker by using it as my main grinding demon is because if your health drops below 30%, you hit that little button there and it improves your armor. Which Resolve kind of does that to some extent, but Resolve is really more if there's holding you or stunning you. It's not really an anti-stun, but it's more of a anti-hold type thing. The Will of the Forsaken kind of does that. It's kind of the same thing that Resolve does. This was a simple set of quests, but they're all contained in this one little area, but it took a while to complete. Because everything was kind of spread out. And they were at different elevations. A lot of walking back and forth. Today we've been pumping out a lot of videos. It's supposed to be stormy all afternoon, so I decided not to stream because I don't want to stream in the middle of a lightning storm. But so I'm using the time to get all these videos recorded, so I can spend the next couple days uploading them to YouTube. There's the succubus. As I stated it in a previous video, if I could use the Voidwalker and succubus together, that would be the perfect combination of pets. You used to have that ability, you could summon a second pet. Now they narrowed it down to just a Belguard. Now, as I'm walking around and casting pets, when I'm questing, you don't need to really use the big demons to fight what I call scrubs, basically. I mainly cast them so I get experience using them, how to deploy them, so when you get to the bigger fights, you already have that kind of in-game experience. For the most part, you could probably get away with just using Hand of Gul'dan and your Voidwalker. It would probably kill about 90% of the stuff that you encounter in the game. But any chance I get to practice with the other demons and how to use them, how to deploy them in the most efficient way possible, I always try to do that. In the middle of a raid is not the time you want to be experimenting around with new tactics. At that point, you want to go with your tried and true bread and butter play. Go with what you know. Now, I don't really in a guild that does any raids, at least with this character. So, our raid experience will mainly be with pickup groups. So, I don't know if I want to join a raid guild. My experience with guilds outside of the ones I ran myself has never been pleasant. Personally, I feel I like guilds, and I like that they dedicate to doing a raid or stuff, but there's a point where a lot of guilds become annoying at it, where you're no longer really playing the character, you're just simply following the script that they want you to do. And for me, I don't like that. That I get it that you're in it for a bigger picture, we're all trying to get it, but at some point where they're dictating what you cast, when you cast, where you walk, where you turn, you have to do it at this point. It's not. I feel from a player point of view, you're not really playing the game at that point. You're just simply putting together a dance routine, basically. And whoever the leaders are is the dance coordinators. For myself, I don't find that to be fun. I think it's because I'm older now. I don't like. Kind of like when you're working. I don't want to be told every little aspect of how to do my job. I know what needs to be done. I want to just get the basic idea of what we're trying to do and leave the details to me. If there's specific things we need to do, you should let me know in the briefing. But I don't want to be told exactly what buttons to press, when I need to turn, and stuff like that. I want to experience it for myself. The only thing I see bad with pickup groups is that no one ever communicates together. They show up and start running through stuff. Most experiences I have in pickup groups is I tend to have a pleasant experience with most classes, except for people who play mages. It always turns into a moment where you regret that you probably were better off not joining a mage. I don't know why that is, it just always is. A lot of mages in the game are annoying. I'd rather be stabbed to death by a rogue over and over again than deal with a lot of mages in the game. So we're headed back. Finish out the 2 quests and just headed back to turn in the quest. I wanted to get past this point so we didn't have to jump off the horse. I like my proper Warlock mounts. No matter how many mounts I have, I don't have that many, but I always like the Warlock mounts the most. They get the job done. The problem with this character, other than my main character, my main character has more money than this character, so she can just go out and buy stuff. This character doesn't have a whole lot of money. It's basically a new character, but one day he'll have money. So he doesn't really have all the support stuff that makes your life, quality of life in the game better. See my Z Lydia Marie, she's only what 97, but she can do a lot more in the world with her resources than Lurch Manos can.
Talk to me. Glad I could help.
I think this was the last of the people in this little area here. Then we ended up going over to the little hunter dude there, Nessing Way. He's been in every major expansion that I can recall, going all the way back to what, Stranglethorn? I think that's where you first meet him in the game, right? Eastern Kingdom. So we got a good part of this, so we're just gonna go and knock out these stuff in the north.
Time is money, friend.
He wants us to do this one last mission. Feed hormones to the hatchling.
Keep it real.
This is actually kind of funny.
Yo. Hurry back.
Goblins are always like, let's talk business. Let's talk business. Let me make you a deal. I think we gotta go knock out this carnivore here. What happens?
Hello, man.
Coming up to the end of this part 1 here. Last 5 minutes. Do some basic upkeep.
Watch your back.
So we'll just mosey on down the trail here to go over to the corral here. I'm hoping to get all these videos processed and converted over so I can, once I make the main video, the master videos, then I can delete all the stuff used to Make the video. Once you have the master made, and you don't need to keep all the other stuff. Restores a lot of huge space on your hard drive.
What is your business here?
Ready to train.
The Chukas.
I was kind of fascinated with these green glowing plants. Guess they were stuff they put along the way as you could heal yourself. Oh, Pinky there. At first I didn't know what to do. It took me a while to catch on.
Speak your business. Zandala for.
Kind of figured I ran the wrong way. So I was thinking we need a third try, another go at it.
Our kingdom with
Yeah, learn not to run into the cave. Because in the little description there on button 1 it says run through the barriers there. I only saw one barrier. So now I kind of got the hang of it. Okay, I get that that's a healing thing. Really get the whole trail thing going on. Hopefully I'm running the right way.